Hey, hey.
We're here. We're so excited to talk about episode 2.
Well, I'm happy to be here because I missed the live. I was at Disneyland celebrating my youngest, and I thought I could hop on, and then it's just so loud and busy, and so it didn't happen. But Scott, you did a great job.
Thank you. I had so much fun talking with the fans, doing our live Q&A,
Yeah.
and I got to announce kind of who was going to be one of our guests, and so Jeff will be kind of joining us shortly. The person we were planning on wasn't able to make it, but we have 2 surprise guests with us. So
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to wait any longer. I want to get them
No.
out here as quickly as possible because I just want to make the most of the time we have. But we're going to be talking about episode 2. Mom's going to have the willies. And this panel recap is so fun for us because as former racers ourselves, we love to talk about the Amazing Race. We love bringing current racers on to talk about it because there's stuff they can share that
Yes.
doesn't make the edit, which is super fun. We bring other former racers on and talk about it, but then also sometimes fans can join us. So super, super fun. But let's just bring in
Oh
our
my
next
gosh. What
guest.
a crazy episode.
Super crazy episode. I'm sure there's lots that they're going to be able to share.
I know. I can't wait.
Let's start with this little video. When I was looking for ways to intro our guest today, this video just feels so iconic and embodies so much about this person for me.
Well, and there's also so many videos you could have chosen. Like, we had to narrow it down.
For sure. But I think this one a lot of people can remember. So let's watch this video and then we'll bring this guest in.
And it is me. We can have the same Big Brother wins that we've had in the past, but I am challenging you, jury members. I thought I would humbly ask you for your vote, but I'm challenging all of you to decide what type of winner you want to have this year. Do we want the same thing where we see evictions and comp wins be the path to success? Or do we want a winner where we choose resiliency, we choose persistence as the reason to win this game? I have never given up on myself, and I refuse to do it tonight when I'm sitting next to such a strong competitor.
Yes.
Oh, preach.
Yes.
Sister. Oh my gosh.
How much time did you work on that the night before, or did it just start coming out of your mouth? Because that was, again, the entire time I had chills.
Yeah.
Live, I had chills, and now rewatching it, I had chills.
Oh my God. Well, it's so cool to know you guys now as racers and know then that you were watching then. It's a cool feeling. And sometimes I'll just speak to myself a little bit. Sometimes I watch my speech and I need a little pick me up because I forget it's that good sometimes. But the speech itself, I went into the bathroom. I took 2, maybe 3 canned ciders from the Big Brother house, and I spent just a couple hours kind of talking through the experience of being in the Big Brother house and just drilled my top 3-4 points that I wanted to get out and let it all out on finale night. So voila.
It was epic. The whole season was epic. I mean, if you're not a Big Brother fan, you need to go back to watch
my God.
that season because so many people were against you and you were on the bottom and then you like rose to this again, exactly what your speech said. You were resilient. Like that was the year of resilience for sure. It was amazing.
The stats are crazy. You all do your research, man.
Well, I have to give a shout out. This is CBS RTV on Instagram. She put together these iconic stat sheets for everybody. And so we, of course, wanted to focus not only on your winner season for season 24 Big Brother, but also reindeer games. Almost pulled off kind of back-to-back wins in a way with Big Brother.
Almost.
Like so close, so close. And of course, I had to include our photo with you at the premiere party in LA. It was so fun to get to meet you in person. You just exude this enthusiasm and excitement of like what it is to be part of this fandom. Like, I don't know. I was fangirling hard for sure.
That means so much. I feel like I struggle sometimes at the fan events because I get a little bit of anxiety of like, it's a lot of people and a lot of people want to meet you and take your photo and be with you. So that means a lot that you felt that way because I still try to be present and enthusiastic, even though I feel like I'm kind of battling a lot there. So thank you. But this is not a podcast just about me and my accomplishments.
Not just you.
Not just you.
But we did have to bring in ladies first. And so that's the reason we brought you in first.
The queen. We had to bring in the queen. Come on now.
But let's bring in the next guest that we're going to have on our podcast. And like I said, when I was looking for videos, there were a lot I could have chosen from for this next person. But this one really was powerful. Like it hit me hard as a person myself who struggles with some of the same stuff. So I hope, no disrespect to this person by choosing this video as my highlight, but I think you might feel some of the same things I was feeling when I watched this. So let's watch this.
The first doctor I talked to, she was like, after multiple assessments and tests, I met with her. She's like, "Hey, congratulations!" And I had this whole panicking spiral where I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's not this." So me feeling different, thinking different, and experiencing the world different, it is some unknown reason. And then because your brain it works faster than words, so I went through that whole spiral. And then she's like, "Oh, I definitely would diagnose you as someone on the spectrum." I was like, "Oh, you said congratulations." It threw me off. And she said, "The reason I said congratulations is because I want you from day one to be excited about learning more about yourself and how your brain operates." And that was something I'm super thankful for her and having that approach. And it also helped with not looking at me as like I am a person who has trouble functioning in the world as much as it is like, oh no, I'm just someone on the spectrum who has trouble operating in a world that is designed for people not. And so it's like, yeah, I'm not a normal person functioning wrong. I'm a neurotypical person functioning exactly as I should.
Exactly as he should. Like,
oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
Right? Like I'm wiping.
That was powerful.
Myself.
And thank you for opening up and sharing that. A lot of people, that's embarrassing or shameful, and people don't want to show their true self or their true colors. So thank you. There's so many people out there that are like, I'm not going to hide anymore because he said that. So thank you.
No, thank you guys. Yeah, it is definitely exactly what you said in the sense of hearing from other people about what it meant for them to see me. Like I had a family friend I remember soon after the diagnosis who was saying that they were worried about like their toddler, and now and they weren't anymore because they saw me and telling my story, and they were just like, okay, so it gives us like hope that this difference doesn't have to be a defunct or a anything that holds them back. So I thought that was that really is why I feel inspired to like talk about it for sure.
Thank you, Kylan. I mean, I'm an ADHD guy, also OCD. That's why my journal for The Amazing Race is as ambitious as it is, with all the details that I need to like get out of this brain and like down on paper just so I can like function better. And I think that in high stress situations, it can sometimes cause people to be depicted in a much kind of different way. What was your experience on the race? Like, did you feel like it was the worst it could possibly be because of it? Or do you feel like it helped?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it's always been helpful as much as it caused issues. The good thing about the race isn't like super social dependent as much. So I think that, and then also I benefit too from the fact that like, unlike pretty much every other show, it's not a bunch of strangers. I know most of these people to some degree or another, and to some degree or another, they know me. And so I think that all helps overcome like the social dynamic side. So then it just becomes like more of a matter of, where the attention to detail or the task switching or the hyper focus that comes in with ADHD, or like the taking in information and cataloging it the way they do for like just the way that my autistic brain like functions and takes in things. So I'd say overall in the race, probably more so than anywhere else, it came in as a benefit, the ways that my brain operates.
Yeah, I felt like, I've got children of my own struggling with ADHD as well. And seeing people like Michael Phelps, like win, what feels like hundreds of gold medals, there's a way to channel it for good and like find productivity in your life versus looking at it as like a disability.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, let's bring in our next guest. This is a good friend of ours, all the way back from our season. Is it still sounding really echoey to you guys, or is it
just a little bit? Yeah.
Shoot. I don't know how to fix that, but okay, real quick, let's bring in our next guest. This person on our season. Oh wait, that was a photo I had of us from
nice.
LA premiere.
So good.
It was when all the fans are supposed to like jump in one at a time, and I'm like, hello, I'm a fan. So even though I'm part of this party, I'm jumping in and getting my own shot.
Worth it. Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. Oh my gosh.
All right, I don't have a video for this gentleman, but
he doesn't need a video. He's
video.
iconic and legendary.
So He's going to be in with us in Orlando. He was with us at the LA premiere with his pops. But Jeff Jr., welcome to the show.
What's up? What's up, man? Excited to be here. Them videos brought back memories because I love Big Brother. I watched you, Taylor. I watched you, Kylan, and was inspired by the both of you. You know, obviously the cookout is the reason a lot of us signed up. You know, I originally applied for Big Brother, so the cookout is the reason a lot of us did that. And then watching Taylor on I wanted to be in that house so bad just to stand up. I probably wouldn't have made it through the season. It would have been bad because I was like, oh man, nobody's really taking up for us. So I definitely, am inspired by both of y'all. And then Scott, my man right there, my best friend from the season. So, I'm excited to be here. Yeah.
We appreciate you so much, Jeff. I feel like watching Jeff in LA and his pops on scooters was like so iconic. It was like watching kids on Christmas morning.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we making the most of
LA.
everything. Yeah. I mean, we some hardworking men. So like, I literally was just in a tree maybe 2 hours ago. So anything like this or going to LA, kicking it with all of you guys at the premiere, all of that, that's just fun for us. So we gonna come running for that type of stuff.
I feel like you're always in a tree though with those tree.
Oh my gosh.
I really am. I really am. Man, I need to take a break. And it's still for some reason extremely hot here in St. Louis. So it's been rough it's like 100 degrees outside today. Yeah.
It's supposed to be fall.
So LA was refreshing. I mean, I had to put on a hoodie at one point when I was in LA. I was like, I like this,
That's funny.
Well, let's get to the episode, guys. Episode 2.
Oh my gosh. Episode 2,
38.
and Taylor said this earlier, needed to be 2 or 3 episodes. It was like a movie. I cannot believe so much stuff. Like I'm thinking, like I'm thankful I'm not part of the editing, because they're like, what do we edit? I have no idea. We have to edit. It's 3 hours. We have to edit it down. Okay, it's 2 hours. We have to edit it down. Like, how are they choosing? Because there was so much goodness in this episode. It was an amazing episode.
I feel like, again, this felt like old Amazing Race for me. Like Roy and I have been watching this since season 1. And at first fans maybe were a little bit frustrated because they were like, oh, is this only going to be in Europe? Like this is going to be super boring. Like how do you do Amazing the Race and not travel the world? But when you recognize the nuances of European travel, it's
different. And I mean, this episode gave me the willies because my PTSD. Honestly, the train, a train took us out. We missed the train, and that's what took us out at the end, put us in the foot race. You know the story. So it's watching it, I think this is when I realized like this European adventure and minus all the long flights and all of that, the way you guys are having to get around is gonna make it 10 times more exciting and interesting because that's intense getting on those trains.
Yep.
And it could make a lot of separation between the teams.
Yeah, as we saw. Yeah, exciting and interesting for the viewer. Stressful if you're racing.
Well, let's get into some of the specifics. Here's our starting departure times.
I cannot believe that.
Now, I had a question. Did they give you guys sheets like this that you guys had to sign?
Yes. And we have everyone except for I think the first 2 legs. Okay.
So your starting time.
Well, I don't think we know it for this one, but I think
like not from memory.
Yeah. No. I mean, when you finish the previous leg is when you know what time you're going to be starting the next leg, right?
Yeah.
Well, not exactly, because so when we finish the leg, when we hit the pit stop, like we, when we go to the hotel, we sign that's when we find out. So not when we finish, but when we, at the next morning, we get the times. I'll have to see. I have them, and we have the paper somewhere. Over here.
Well, and as viewers, we're watching the previous episode and we see everyone finishing. We don't get a true sense of like what the times are going to be like until we see the starts and see that there's like 6.5 hours separating these groups. Right.
Yeah. And then also like the travel adds a whole nother thing, but I don't know when you want to get to that.
Let's get to it right now.
Let's jump in.
Well, I mean, do that, honestly. The craziest thing about that is sometimes you can hear the teams. I'm sure you guys experienced this. You hear the teams leaving their hotel rooms. And so there would be a time where you would see the teams. We'd go through the people. and you can see the team walking down the hallway, and like our breakfast hasn't even gotten to us yet. You're like, oh, cool, great. They're already going to the pit start. You're like, I just gave them my paperwork to order breakfast. Like, I am trapped here. I don't know how long we're gonna have to catch up with them. And even Ken and Alex said they experienced the same thing with us. Like, they saw us leaving, and they were like, we were in our robes, and we saw you guys like trucking on over and everything. So
well, yeah, you left like
an
hour and 15 minutes ahead of Kat and Alex. So, I mean, just to give people an idea of how this clumping kind of started to happen with the train departures. So the original plan saw that there were 8 teams all grouped together, and they were all expected to arrive through Dresden and get in at 9:23 a.m. That's Jazz and Jag, Tucker and Eric, Izzy and Paige, Christina Rabina, Natalie and Stephanie, Jack and Chelsea, Hannah and Simone, Joseph and Adam. And what was really interesting for those that were following along on Chat BCC, it was interesting to see that almost is it Hannah and Simone almost didn't get on this train?
Yeah.
If not for Joseph and Adam like buying their ticket for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And you even see Adam scanning everyone's tickets, making sure everyone's getting on like a true gentleman. So that was kind of cute
They're
to
the
watch.
best.
How close were you guys to maybe getting on this train? Was it close at all?
No, not at all. I'm pretty sure this train was already gone. When we first got to the train station, we actually went to the like the local train ticketing area, and we figured out what train we wanted to get on. We tried to buy it, and they said, oh, no, you need the international place. So we literally had to run from one place in the train station to another place in the train, like outside, up a bridge. We brought a whistle with us to clear field. So Kylan started blowing the whistle to clear through. We ran. We get to the international train ticketing area. We go to this lady who, by the way, star of the show. We actually go to a first desk, and she's like, oh, no, not me. She wants to be on camera. And so the other lady comes over to the ticketing booth, and she's like, I can help you.
Oh, my gosh.
We get tickets from her. She gives us the best route. We double check it. It says, I mean, you saw our reactions. They're like, that's so funny. You're taking a different route, but you're going to get there the same time as the other people because she's the same person that got them their tickets. And we're just like, let's go. We were in 9th place. Yeah. The train is going to get there at the same time. We don't really have too many changeovers. Like, we can do this. We're going to get to the front of the pack. And all we know is that we just need that one shot to even the playing field, run the leg, and get there.
Yeah.
And then the trains happened.
Quick question for the first train. I don't think everyone would have gotten off in my season altogether. I feel like because everyone knew each other and they were all chit-chatting. I mean, we did chit-chat and starting to get to know each other, but you guys already were like friends. Like, I feel like everyone, that herd mentality, I don't think it would have happened on so soon. I don't know. Jeff, do you think we would have?
It also wouldn't have happened to us. Like, we wouldn't have gotten up
at all.
We were checking. It's that.
We were like,
I
was gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go wait for him.
Yeah. The meticulous mind was checking everything, asking all the time. Like, I would just be asking, like, wait, is it here? And it was like, no, it's not here. I'm like, 10 seconds later, wait, is it here? Like, just like double checking, triple checking. And so I feel like I wonder that. But another thing I just want to point out with the race that's so different than like any of the other shows is that when you're doing these shows, like, you know, you're kind of thinking about when we're in the hotel or it's a sequester, it's very much like your kids again. Like, they tell you, you know, when you go to the bathroom, when you can do everything. And you're just like, gosh, I'm tired of people telling me what to do. And I think about what's so unique with the race is that we buy the tickets, we go up to find the platform, and we're like, wait, where's the platform? And we like look over our camera people, our camera guy and an audio guy, and they're just staring at us. And I feel like, unlike every other show where you wish people would stop telling you what to do, I'm just like, please, someone tell us what to do, please. And they just stare at you. And then you're just like, okay, fine. Yes. And then, so we ran. Yeah. And that was, but yeah, it was, we were keeping that pace of like moving quickly, but just like knowing that like, man, these people are already gone ahead of us. We'll have to see what we can do. So the whole time on the train, we're asking people like, what connection can we make? We found this guy who regularly takes that route to Prague.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we'll follow you. And then he's like, wait, we're not going to make it. Like, this train is delayed. So, and I think he either asks or he knows that they're asking about like having the next train hold for us because this train that we're on is late. and they try and hold it even, but by the time we arrive, that train's gone. And so it sucked to like see these other teams, hear about the other teams, how they take a wrong train and still get there so much before us. And we take the right trains, don't miss anything, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So if you guys were in that group of 8, like Scott and I, Scott would have never allowed us to
get off the train.
But I feel like Scott is such a nice guy. He'd been like, "Hey, everybody, don't get off the train. This is the wrong exit." I've been like, "Shut up." Yeah, so if you guys were on the train with the 8 and you're like, "Oh, this is not our exit," are you, like you said, are you pretending to go to the bathroom real quick and stay on the train? Or are you telling everybody, "Okay, everyone, what are you guys doing?"
I think we probably would have told people, only because I think we were also in the mindset of like, we would have told some people for sure. Some people that we know would not have told other people. But I also think we were in the mindset, especially in this leg, as long as our group gets there and another group doesn't get there, we're going to be fine. And Kylie and I are really confident in our abilities. Like, we can run a leg really well. We're very competitive people. So for us, we're kind of not intimidated by who we're with. It's just a matter of making sure we're in the first group. You know,
and we could see from leg 1 that you guys were playing like the social game with the express pass. Like, who can we reel in to help us? So you would have used that as an opportunity to help others. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that was the number one question we got asked about, was like the express pass, just nonstop. People are asking like, "Why would you give it to them? They're like a strong team." And it's like, well, yeah, like, it's the beginning of the race. It's not like if it was midway or something, then yeah, I can understand you give it to a weaker team because you don't want to help anybody beat you. But like at that stage, we're just like, we want to make sure that we have an ally that's actually going to be here, that's actually can help us. Because that's the thing, is that you need, if somebody can't help you if they're behind you. So that was the thought process.
Or even imagine if we fall behind and we are now in the same league as a weaker team. What if we've already used our express pass? Now they have the express pass and they leapfrog us.
That never crossed my mind. That wasn't going to happen.
But I only thought about that afterwards. But I mean, come on.
Well, I grabbed this slide for everyone just to show the Berlin where everyone got off at. That was the red one, and the green one was where they were supposed to get off. And I agree with Lori. I would not have let this happen to us. Again, my OCD-ness would have taken over, where I know 6 stops ahead. You know, I keep telling, when Lori and I were spending our extra week in Amsterdam, when we hijacked our itinerary coming home from Amazing Race, I knew 5 stops and we're getting off, you know. But we had the advantage of having my phone with me that could give me some information. You guys don't have your phone, so you're relying on people to kind of help you, you know, there. But I see what they did. But again, herd mentality dominated. They all move off the train and the train's gone before they can make any decision. They decide 2 different situations. One group decides they're going to get back on the train and get where they need to go in the hopes that they can still make a tight connection. The other group, I think because of Joseph and Adam, they decide, let's see where we're at now and see what the situation is and where we could go from here. I think, and it proves to benefit them tremendously, because now they're going to get in a whole hour and 12 minutes earlier than even the original plan, right? So I don't know. I feel like it's a great example of how on the Amazing Race, you've got to constantly be pivoting, reevaluating your situation. Is there a way to make lemonade out of lemons? You know?
Yep.
So I don't know. If you were stuck in this train station, do you think you would have gotten back on the train, or would you try to reassess things?
Whenever, I mean, we had to do this basically when the train left us in Frankfurt. We went to all the different kiosks and talked to different people that were working there and said, okay, this was the original route that we would have been on. What are the most optimal other routes that we could possibly take? So whenever we're in a position to reevaluate, we're always like, okay, what is better than what we last had? What is better than what we have? So we're always thinking ahead, always trying to get that small advantage, because small advantages can mean $1 million or not.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about you guys' experience. You also had a big situation happen. So tell us about it.
Well, first, I'll start by telling you this, which I know all of you know, but watching, we are, I will say, especially with our season, going back to the days of the old school Amazing Race. Train tickets, you got to buy them on your own. Flight tickets, you got to buy them on your own. Figure out your own taxis unless things are specifically provided. Now, for trains and planes, they will specifically provide you with a provided train. Usually it is the worst option like the last train out of the day, the last flight out of the day, last cab, whatever it is. But it is a guaranteed method for you to get to wherever you need to get to. So if you are the first team, Jag and Jazz in this instance, going out, you have the earliest time you can get to the train station and get the best train to get you to your next destination the quickest. If you're Turner and Megan, all the other trains are already gone. And your best bet is going to be the provided train. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
So Kyland and I leave middle of the pack. We get a really great train. We're super excited about it.
And we barely catch it. So we know that the other teams are on trains behind us. So we're like, okay, we're going to get there with those other teams and for sure ahead of these teams behind us.
Definitely ahead of 3 other teams. I don't think they did a good job explaining that Kat and Alex and Lexi and Angela were not on the same train as us. So I guess this is the first we were finding out that it would have gotten at the same time, but we were on 2 different trains. So our train into Frankfurt misses the connection. We figure out our next destination. For hours, we're wandering around. We go to sit down in a McDonald's, the only place that had a heated seating area. That photo of us sitting there, that's a booth in a McDonald's in the train station. I got chicken.
Yeah, no, we're wandering this airport, like finding out as much as we can. Like we said, every option for several hours. Like 3
hours.
plus hours. Yeah.
And so we finally sit down and decide to eat some food. We don't know how much money we want to spend. We go to McDonald's, we sit down, and we're kind of lamenting, oh my God, if we could have caught up to the other teams and we just missed our train, that means other teams can catch up to us. And I shit you not, less than 60 seconds. It felt like less than 20 seconds later, Kat and Alex and Lexi and Angela walk right up to us. Hey guys. And we're like, no way. No. That's our face.
You didn't look thrilled.
Hey,
You didn't look, you're like,
happy to see you. Hi. And so we asked them, have you seen Turner and Megan? And they go, no, they're on the last train. We're like, okay, at least we have this group. We know we're ahead of some people still. So we all end up on the same train. We take another path. That station that we're at right now is Frankfurt, Maine. There's also Frankfurt, North, South, East, West. So we have to go one stop over to go to, Frankfurt West, let's say. And that train was going to be the sleeper train that would take us into Prague. We go to that next place, and the train, in the show it says it's canceled. The train just never shows up. Doesn't get canceled.
And you show us there standing, to be clear. Like Frankfurt, Maine is like an indoor station. Frankfurt, this other one is outdoor. So we're outdoor in what we can only describe as freezing temperature, because I'm always hot and I am also very cold here. Like I didn't even it's funny. I didn't even bring a puffy jacket because I feel like I was talking to people and they're like, nah, I never wore my puffy jacket. And if you need one, they'll give you one. And I was like, cool. I have like a windbreaker and stuff. And I was like, it is cold, but fortunately we had some gloves. And yeah, so we are standing out here because we're all afraid to miss the train with this group. And so that is us all like standing out there for a while, like for another hour plus. And it just keeps, like Taylor said, it just keeps. We're like, wait, it's supposed to come. And there's other people there. Yeah. There's other travelers, international travelers that are there. And we're like asking, can you guys look it up? And they're trying to look it up. They don't find anything. That's why it's frustrating. What Taylor mentioned is that it's not like they said it was canceled. It just doesn't come. And then eventually everyone there gets on this train that comes. Everyone that was waiting for the same train as us. So we're like, wait, are you guys getting on this train? They're like, yeah, like we found out that one's not coming. And like we're almost an hour past that one when it's supposed to come. So we're like, okay. And they're like, this is the last train that will take us back to Frankfurt, Maine. So you can actually get another travel there. Yeah. So we're like, okay, I better get on. And when we get to Frankfurt, Maine, that's when we ask the front desk, like, hey, like what happened to that train? They're like, you know what? Went to somewhere else. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, we don't know either. It just went somewhere. And we're like, we found out.
Didn't tell anybody.
And we're like, what do you mean? Like, how does a whole
make that make sense?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Go somewhere else. Didn't tell anybody.
All right. So to recap, it sounds like, from what I understand, you guys, if they had held the train for you that the passengers were suggesting could happen, we never would have had the perception you were on the same train as Alex and Kat or Angela and Lexi, because you guys were clearly on a separate. Yeah. Okay.
We've been on our own. We would have gotten there in the morning with everyone else. So many things. But I will say, as difficult as it was to see the other teams walk up, as we're standing here waiting in this whole ordeal, we're like, wow, thank God we're here with other teams, because in our head, we would just be standing there thinking that everyone's passing us that was behind us. And that would have been a miserable experience on its own too.
Yeah.
So we had the
Oh,
solidarity of all of us that was really
Yeah.
nice and really bonding. Like that was, my first time really
Truly.
getting to hang out with Angela and Lexi and even Kat and Alex. I'd only met them one other time, so it was really
Right.
Yeah.
quite a bonding experience to be freezing out there and suffering.
Tell me where the
Truly.
heated bathroom was.
Oh,
That
okay.
apparently
So it
people
was
were rotating.
Frankfurt, Maine
Okay.
had a heated bathroom, and you had to go down a bunch of steps. You had to go into this area. And inside this area, you had to walk inside and like you had to pay a token to go into the bathroom area if you actually wanted to use the toilet. Only heated area. So it's two of us, Alex and Kat, Lexi and Angela, and our camera crews, God bless them. They're like, no, you guys stay down there because the bathroom attendant was a little antsy. Said, you cannot be here. You may not stand here. You may not stay here. So Angela, to buy us some time, she goes, oh no, our friend, she has diarrhea. It's so bad. And we're out of towners. We don't want to leave her alone. So please let us stay. We're just so concerned. Do you hear that? And then she starts making fart sounds. She's like, oh no, it's so bad.
Oh.
We have to stay with her. And I mean, other travelers went down there too because they realized it's the only warm place. So we kind of alternated going up and down, and then we would go into the subway area because the subway area was warmer than the train area. We went to the McDonald's. We got kicked out of the McDonald's. We went back into the McDonald's. We had to do all this
Closed.
between
McDonald's
midnight.
closed. Everywhere closed.
Yes, we didn't get kicked out. The McDonald's closed, and then we had to go back in eventually around 5 a.m. So all of this is happening between midnight and 5 a.m. for us to catch that next train that was going to take us. Like we had another train and then a connection, which before we even get to that connection, the final connection, when we got to that last train station before we did our last connection, we found a little like cafe area. Angela, Godula, she goes up to the person working at the counter. She goes, these are my friends. We are so tired. We're so hungry. We're filming a TV show. Those sandwiches look mighty nice. You think we could have a couple of them for me and my friends? And how about some coffees too? And we've only been using public bathrooms. Is there a bathroom here that we could use? We just want to brush our teeth. She got the key to the employee-only bathroom for each of us to use the bathroom.
And
we walked away with pastries and coffees and sandwiches, so much that we didn't even eat it all.
Oh wow!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, she has a gift.
Truly.
So zero sleeping. Nobody did any sleeping whatsoever.
And like you said, we got what time did we leave the day before? 1:40 p.m. departure time. So that means, that day we woke up, at 8 or something, 7.
Yep.
And so now we're still, the McDonald's opened at 5. So that's when we went in there. So our train didn't leave till 7, 8, something like that. So so we're past 24 hours. And a lot of that, standing out in the cold too, which is its own sort of draining. And then we got on this other train and we're all, afraid to miss anything. So it's not a sleeper train anymore. Now it's just a regular train, upright seats. So we're sitting and resting in warmth, which is nice, but no one's really sleeping.
Well, it seemed like with the few people I saw that had the eye mask on, we were finally trying to grab maybe a little bit of shut eye. But
I was just
because you haven't been sleeping.
I know. Well, this was the one train that was going to take us all the way into Prague. And so the last stop was Prague. But of course, as we close our eyes, finally get some sleep, I feel a tap on my shoulder. Because mind you, we're all just so happy to not be on the last train, the provided train to go to Prague. Tap, tap, top of my shoulders. I open my eyes. Boom. Turner and Megan, and just like the gasp that you see me do, the exclamation that you see me do is, wow, my friends, I'm so happy to see you.
I feel like now she was happy to see Turner.
I was because I love him. I love Turner. I love Megan, but you have
the realization. Oh crap! We're last. Yeah,
we're last. Like now we know we're last. Unless something catastrophic happened elsewhere, which was possible, we're last.
Well, let's get to the events that happened.
I've got a little bit of a video lag, so I'm gonna leave and come right back.
Okay.
So, Kylan, altogether, how long was this traveling like? How long did it take you to get from the moment y'all left the hotel to was this days?
No. So we left our hotel at we woke up at 7, 8 that morning, and then we left the hotel at what was the departure time, 1:40.
One something,
so then we caught this train at like 2 something, at like 2:20 or 2:30 or something like that. And then so we travel next day. When we actually arrive,
That's what I mean.
yeah, it was somewhere between like 2 and 3.
Wow.
In the afternoon?
Yeah. Yes, 2 and 3 in the afternoon. So like when you show, that's why like it was crazy when they're showing the teams like finishing in order. All of them were done before.
Yeah.
We're still on the train when
Or
we're
made it
ninth.
to the city.
So
Yeah.
each place is already at the
Welcome back.
hotel. They're not even at the pit stop. They're at the hotel while we're still on the train to get there. So you can see the sun setting like while we're doing the leg. And they got there at 8:10 in the morning. I was watching this like, what?
Oh my
goodness. Yeah, that was, and then like I said, to hear too that they like were missing trains. Like, I'm sorry guys, what?
Insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, and that's what I love about the Amazing Race is there's 2 elements to the Amazing Race. There's the getting to the city where you're going to do, right? There's a race element there. And then there's the race that happens while you're doing the challenges as they built into the leg design. So for those that are following along here, we're now in Prague, and now we're trying to race around Prague, Czech Republic, and do challenges, right? The first one that you guys go to is the tower, and they're asking who wants a breath of fresh air. How are you guys deciding on this one?
I mean, a couple things. So first, on our way to the tower, we're on that last train, and we had already secured the directions from the train station to the tower. And the directions told us, the clue specifically said, you may only you must take the metro to get to this location. So we get the directions and we tell everybody there, because you never know, we said, we will lead this group to the tower. We'll see how many clues are there. If there's only 4 clues and it's all of us, every man for himself. But if it's a group of 4, if we're not the last 4, we can work out something where we can do this leg pretty much together to ensure that anybody behind us will be eliminated, not the 4 of us.
Smart.
So we get the instructions, and that's when you hear, I think it's Kat, we're running up the escalator, and she's like, you guys are doing so great. We're like, just follow us. So we get to the tower. I'm not a runner. I've tried my best. I did my best to get my running up. Kyland is the physical running beast between the 2 of us. So we run there. We get to the clue box. We realize, okay, number 9, we're technically first of our group. But number 9, we pull tab number 9. I'm wiped. Like, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed. And I look over at Kyland. He's barely even out of breath. So when you say, who wants to do this roadblock? I'm frazzled. Definitely the frazzle between the 2 of us. And I was like, you got it, baby. This is all you.
Jeff, if it was you and Pops arriving at this challenge, who's doing it?
Pops, because I would have looked up. That's the quickest answer that you'll ever get from me. Just like jumping out of the plane. That's his thing. I'll go up 80 feet in a tree and do that, but that looks so high. Like that, Pops is a thrill seeker, daredevil type of person. And if I had to do it, if it was a detour that we both had to do, of course I'd do it. But I would have so quickly before I got through reading the clue said, "Pops, this is all you," and he would have loved to do it. Yeah.
Was there any thought to roadblock stacking, meaning getting a few more on somebody?
Yeah, definitely was, but it was much more about like at this point, it was just like stacking always came second to finishing efficiently. So like when we saw some, so we saw if we were at an activity and we knew that one of us could finish it faster than the other, or like Taylor said, like in this scenario, it's like, hey, this is an opportunity to rest, catch your breath. Then it's like, then that was the priority in that moment. But in general, yeah, we knew that each of us could only do, a certain amount of roadblocks over the course of the race. And we wanted to be, plan that out as efficiently as we could.
And that's how Lori and I were approaching it in our season. Was we were specifically looking at knowing earlier roadblocks, earlier challenges tend to be a little easier. How can we front load a bunch for Lori, knowing that I was going to have to be the one to rely on later with attention to detail or memory or those kinds of things, with 2 exceptions. Anything that you had to eat that was gross, we would never be able to get accomplished. And the second is height. So we would have been in a situation. We would have got here, looked at the tower, and immediately known this is going to have to be Scott. I would have to be the one to do it for our team. But.
Yeah.
I did note on this graphic, though, there are a few teams that did stack another roadblock on somebody. I don't know if it was by design from them. We don't have them here to really speak to it, but there was definitely some extra people getting some early challenges here. I think towards the end, Kat, Matt, Lexi, maybe those were because of survival. They're trying to lean on maybe the stronger member of their team. But I definitely can also see Stephanie and Jazz stacked a little bit there too. So I don't know.
Did Kat do? Is the 2 next to it like this is her second one? So Kat did the flower one also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How could we forget?
So when
Kat
you guys are
Solomon
there,
and
you
flowers?
know you're going up that tower, right? Like some of the
Yeah,
detours,
yeah.
you can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Other times, like the drumming, we didn't know it was really drumming. I mean, I think I could hear it, but that you for sure knew 100% that was heights, right?
I mean, you look up at that thing
As much
and
as
the
you can.
clue, yeah, on the clue on the way said we're going to this tower. You see the tower.
Okay.
The clues at the
Yeah.
tower. Like, yeah, they could fake us out like they did. God, what was that season where they acted like they were gonna like skydive off of a tower, but it was really just like a VR simulation. Like, sure, that could have
Oh,
happened.
yes. It
Dubai.
was the Japan, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dubai. It was
No,
Dubai.
It was in
Dubai.
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 Yep.
So like, sure, that could have happened, but odds are Kylan's gonna knock this out the fastest between the two of us. Even though I was really excited to be like fearless for once, but last group, baby, we gotta do the thing that's gonna keep it.
We got to survive,
Right.
right?
Right.
Kylan, you get out there. Was it high? Like, was it intimidating?
No, I mean it's high. It's much more though. I feel like I'm a big believer in like I understand the equipment well. Like I grew up super afraid of like heights and everything, and then around like my late teenage years, I started adapting like that mindset of like, okay, well, the only way to beat this fear, because like I would get like stomach aches if I was watching someone be near the edge of like something high, like my sisters or something. So I was like, this is kind of debilitating at times, and I want to not have this limit. So I started like kind of pursuing like that discomfort to build, resistance to it and as aggressively as I could. And so by this point, like I have a good amount of experience with a lot of harnesses and things. So like I already know I'm safe. Like that's not even a factor for me. It's I'm like watching. I'm cautious with my steps because I know that we can't afford the time of a fall and having to pick someone back up. So like it's so it is very like that is, I know, a fortunate aspect of like not having that concern around that fear element of it as much as just like, okay, I can't fall though because we can't afford the time. And that makes me definitely move a little slower.
Speaking of the Hornets, me and Pops, we've been talking about this too. We was wondering, was it tension on it? Like if you would have failed, did it keep you where you were at, or would you have dropped for a little while?
Nah,
like,
you would have dropped a few feet. Yeah, for sure.
man.
You're gonna drop
That's a
past
big
it. If you're gonna drop past the plank. Yeah, it was. You're gonna drop
That's a
past the
big
plank.
difference.
You were going to have a heart attack for maybe 3 seconds.
You in the grave underneath you.
Yeah, he said not
Yeah.
a graveyard up underneath. That was funny.
Jazz did so well, but even watching his legs
shaking.
were shaking. I mean, he didn't look nervous, but his legs were wobbly. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was wondering, did it specifically say walk out? Because if I had to do it, I probably would have crawled. Would I have been able to crawl?
It was so narrow. I definitely couldn't crawl. Like I think that was like for sure the struggle was just like I was like, well, this is like the size. It was like Lexi has a highway here. I'm sitting here on this balance beam where my foot is wider than it if I turn it sideways. So,
and I remember one of the girls' teams
crawl.
did go sideways and walk out that way. Which I forgot which one it was. I did notice that though.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
It was just very narrow.
I did want to comment just because it was something that came up a couple of times on Chat BCC and also on Reddit. There were some people that heard Simone say she was going to do it, but Hannah actually did the challenge on this roadblock. And so there was some confusion there. And what I wanted to just point out to people was as long as you decided within your team before you tore the sticker, you could change. And so I think we hear Simone saying she was going to do it when they were first reading the clue, but I trust production let them make a change where Hannah was the one that actually did it because they reevaluated. And I think you can even see that out of Joseph and Adam there. Joseph's like, are you really sure you want to do this, Adam? And Adam's like, yeah, I got this. As much as Baba is going to kill Joseph for it, like
it was just funny to watch because the way that like Joseph describes it, like as if he was holding Adam, like, are you sure? I questioning him so hard, and then he was just more like, are you sure? Yeah, all right, cool. You got it.
Okay.
All of his excuses were gone for Baba. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's go to this next part. You ripped a clue. It tells you that you're going to go to Krznaniki Namaste. Like, what did the clue say? Like, what was the confusion here? And how do you think Tucker and Eric happened upon a clue box mistakenly because of this?
I can tell you exactly how this happened. So we had to take a metro to like Krznaniki, whatever. So we had to go, we had to run down the stairs, get directions, take a metro to the stop closest to this location. When you get off the metro, this whole area and Prague in general is designed as a series of bridges. And so if you ran over a further or a closer bridge, that bridge was actually going to take you to the clue box towards the end of the leg. And so I guess I haven't talked to them about it, but I assume Tucker and Eric just went over the wrong bridge, saw that clue box, and kept it pushing. So we were, like, I won't say we were lucky, we're just good at directions.
Yeah. Well, there's like there's like 7 bridges in that one, and where Phil's standing is on the side of the bridge that we start on, and where he's standing is a clue box, and it's a very similar setup to where the other clue box was that tells you where the pit stop is. Yeah. That's like maybe a little bit before this, so. Yep. I think that they probably looked at the map, saw, okay, we need to go next to this bridge. And they probably, because like, I think that if we didn't get the directions we did and we're looking at like the map on our own, then the thing to do would probably beeline to the water and then go up from there rather than go through a more direct route. And that's probably, So if you beeline to the water and then find the first clue box, then that's what happens.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it sounded like Phil was hinting at the fact that like you were looking for specific likeness of an individual or something, like a statue or something that was going to tell you this specific area.
At the bridge that took you to the clue box, or sorry, the pit stop. So the final clue that you would have gotten, you were looking for a statue, but for this one, when you were going to find the detours, this was just like go to this bridge area.
And Prague, there's statues everywhere, so there still was a statue here too.
Good to know. So we're moving along. We find out we're doing a detour. Walk me through what you're thinking when it comes to deciding between remember the chair and handle with care.
I need to read this.
That's so cool to see it again. Man, I wish they let us keep all the clues.
Same. I agree.
Names of
we kind of, I mean, so if we're going to be really, really honest, we kind of went back and forth between the two.
Go ahead. All right. Well, remember, so what people forget too is, so that's the detour. That's what it says. Then next to it is the additional info. The additional info for the remember the chair said like, ask the locals about what you need to find. So when I read it, I was like, wait, we're just wandering around. Like, I didn't know they were going to have it was going to be a room full of locals that were basically like stand-ins that were part of the show, actors that were there to answer questions if you needed it. So I was like, wait, we're just gonna have to find people like right now to ask. So I was like, well, that's gonna take longer. Even though our memory's really good, I'm like, we have to risk like finding people, make sure they speak English, make sure they know this information. It just seemed like extra things, whereas like handle with care was like one of those things where we knew like all we have to do is like there is a straight path here. We know we can get this done no matter what. Was for sure one of the factors I would say. So reading this, I was like, wait, what was it again? Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
And so a lot of people don't. Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know that you can choose which detour you're going to do. Like you can change at any point which detour you want to do. So we looked at both of these. We actually looked at the directions for both locations. We saw the directions for handle with care. And that spooked me because it was a run over a bridge and like around a corner. And I'm already doubting my physical ability, especially up to Kylan, next to Kylan. Like I want to hold my own. And this is kind of something that I really struggled with on the race. I was like, I'm just as capable. I'm strong too. And I can do all this. Like sometimes you got to know your role sometimes. And so looking at the run, I was really spooked, especially knowing that this leg was going to be all on foot, or assuming it was going to be all on foot. And so we went back and forth. I was like, I trust my memory and like, we're good with people, and kind of was like, we can do this faster. And whenever that is the answer, that's when we were kind of like, the other person just shuts up and we go with whatever we can do faster. And we just rest on that. And so this is actually very funny because we said, okay, we're doing handle with care. Kat and Alex pull up to the clue box not long after us. We look at them and we're like, okay, if it's us two, let's run this together. So we start running over the bridge. Kat and Alex, I think they're not too far behind us. I look back, they're in the crowd. They're gone. And so we keep running because Kylan's pulling up ahead of me. And I was like, I got to keep this man. Later on, turns out Kat and Alex were like, we couldn't keep up with you guys. Y'all took off like Speedy Gonzalez. We looked up 1 second, y'all were gone. Kat was like, screw this. Like, we can't keep up with that. We're going to go do Remember the Chair. But so the thing is, this was a run. This is probably like a 1K run over a bridge, around the corner, over the river, through the woods. You had to find this location. And then we had to gather all of the these glass cups into these containers. And I'm glad that we didn't break anything. I think production was maybe hoping somebody would break something, but we had these erasable highlighters. And so we would section off the crates and put the exact order in, like, this half, that half, that half. And we literally labeled the crate with our highlighters. So we knew this is for this location, this is for this location, this is for this location.
And because then we were last, there was like, they were like, hey, like, if you break these glasses, there's no more.
There's
so
nothing
then you
else.
have to switch to the other detour. If that was
yeah.
That's why. So we were definitely cautious and maybe like 2 minutes slower than we could have been by just being extra cautious. But it was kind of like, well, we don't have extra glasses like the other team, so let's just
Well, and I feel like for Lori and I, when we're looking at challenges like this with detours, we're trying to determine where's the physicality and is there an end in sight versus a different detour that might have multiple layers to it. Like when we encountered the fork in the road in Hong Kong, dance was just dance. Sing was makeup, costume, memorization, language.
And dance a little bit. Yeah. A little routine. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I'm watching the additional information on this spell out all these different levels to the challenge, I'm recognizing like there's a language element to this. There's a memorization element to this. There's attention to detail element. Because if you get the wrong shield, like, you know, I think that's where Christina Rubino were stuck for a bit, right?
Yeah.
So immediately I'm looking at this challenge. I'm saying there's no way in hell I'm doing Remember the Chair. Like, handle with care. While it's going to be physical, at least there's an end in sight and there's something I can do. So for those that are following, I think that's my little tidbit here. I definitely think the easier detour here is handle with care. Your thoughts, Jeff?
For sure.
No, I agree. I mean, anything that seemed like it had a little bit to do with luck, like you know, like okay, the ninja. I remember there was a challenge in ninja. People kept going and trying that, and it held everybody up. We never even went over there and tried that. We went straight to the origami because it's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. I'd rather take something like that, figure it out, and get through it than to try to, you know, get lucky throwing a star or throwing it, and nobody got it right. So I think the picking the detours is very important. That's how we did it.
Very good.
You guys would have beasted this one. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
Oh, we would love that.
And that's something we were doing too. We didn't get to watch your guys' season, obviously, because we were leaving. But beforehand when we were studying, we were watching the seasons and we would look at the detours and then we would write down what they were, and then we would each pick independently, like what would you pick and what would I pick, and then talk through those selections if we disagreed and like have kind of that system in place of like, okay, here's how we're going to make these decisions so we don't have to waste time.
So smart.
There. And I think that worked well.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. And only 4 teams chose it. It surprised me. I thought we'd see a lot more people choose handle with care, but I think it proved to be beneficial for you guys because it helped you guys stay ahead of that other group that was still struggling. So, all right, let's get to the statue that you guys did talk about, the host Anna statue. Then you're going to get there.
Oh my God.
Did you count clues when you get to places? Are you looking at how many clues there are behind you and get
every time
where you're at? Okay.
Every single time. Yeah. So much happened on the way to the statue. I mean, so we deliver our cups pretty easily. Long run, uphill. Show doesn't show how difficult it is. We do long run uphill.
It was a long running. Yeah, we measured it later on, and just even the running to deliver the cups was like a couple miles, like under 2 miles, but like it was, you know, carrying the things. And it was a lot. Yeah, and very steep hills and stairs for some of those deliveries. Yeah.
And even coming down, you know, we're kind of running scot-free, mind you. So every time we would deliver glasses, Kylan would move the glasses or take the crate, and I was like, "No, like I can carry the crate." He's like, "Taylor, stop.
My own.
I can do it." And he's like, "Taylor, stop. Like, come on, we just got to go." So I'm carrying an empty crate. I'm like, "Woo, scot-free downhill." I trip over a cobblestone, save myself because I got great balance. I don't wipe out, but the trip like knocked my toe the wrong way. And I get this crazy Charlie horse in my entire
foot. Your toe? Oh,
Yeah, like it's like
Oh
all
my
over my foot.
gosh,
You know
yes.
this? And so I'm like,
Crazy.
I'm practically screaming. I'm like, Charlie horse. And I sound ridiculous. There's like a whole tourist group of high schoolers coming through. And I'm like, my foot, my toe. And they're like, are you okay? Did you break it? And I'm like, it's a Charlie horse. I sound ridiculous. This man, Mr. Prepared over here, thank God, whips open the bag, throws this like salt anti-cramping stuff in my mouth. Cramps gone like that. I'm running.
wow.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is great. So we get back, and that's where you see us go back. Like, here's our order forms. Here's everything. Then we have to run to the statue. And this felt like Tomb Raider a little bit, because now we got to dodge trams. We got to hide between some walls to get away the trams. We're just running through all this, picking up the pace, right? We're going so fast that unfortunately our camera guy trips and just wipes out. Like the camera, like one of its attachment flies off, goes this way. Our guy is down, and we're like, oh no, are you
These are also
okay?
cobblestone roads, like, and they're looking not at the ground. Like all of us are watching our steps. So I think that, I'd say after that was when we literally switched up, and every single time we're running, we were calling out. And I think that's something they appreciated. We were calling out like, there's a bump, there's a curve, there's a bump, like the whole time we're running and
backpedaling
every single time. And so we get to this statue, and we're just moving so fast. Our sound guy, the sound guy has to get a form signed, a release signed by anyone we talk to. So we run up there, and I'm panting. You see me kind of, when we finally read the clue, he goes, make your way to the pit stop. I go, oh yes, thank God. Like I'm dead at this point. And so we go to this one very sweet woman who's sitting there with her phone. And I see our sound guy. They had someone stationed there, like giving the crew water and snacks. He just touched the water. He looks up, he sees we're going to talk to someone, and he goes, welp, tosses the water and walks over to get the release sign. I'm like, we are putting our crew through it, but they were just like
Making them work.
Sports. They were great sports, super
They're amazing.
supportive, amazing. Yeah. But we had a good laugh about it. But the statue was like, we're scot-free, we're flying home. We only have a little bit to run. And this is where Kylan lied to me about how long the run was to the pit stop.
Uh-oh.
not by much.
He said it was 1K. He said it was 1K. And I feel comfortable with increments.
Ish.
I like a 1K. That makes me feel safe. I mean, this is secretly and infamously where I crash out, you guys. So Kyland brought, again, like MacGyver, super prepared over here, brought these like a pre-workout, chewable pre-workout. I don't know what the name of it was.
Let's not blame it.
It contributed.
I don't even know if we were still on it by then.
Okay. So, so we tested this pre-workout while we were training before the race. I like felt my skin crawl. I freaked out, but I hit my best miles, my best times on the treadmill. So the first time we try it, I like get off the treadmill. I sit down. I'm like, what's happening? I'm crashing out. He gets off the treadmill and he goes, okay, like, what do you need when you're in this state? And I'm like, just hug me. Just tell me it's going to be okay. He goes, okay, I got that. I can do that. So fast forward, we're on the race. We're like flying scot-free. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. We take a couple more of these tablets, which are like super hunky monkey tough C4 energy. I'm used to like hair, skin, and nails, cute gym girl stuff. So we take these tablets, chewable tablets. We start running. And so I start running, and he's like, we're almost there. And I go,
intervals. So like I was like, hey, we'll run for like 2-3 minutes, and then we'll stop for like a minute, and we'll alternate.
Not my strong suit. So we're running, we're pushing. And he's like, all right, we're still running. You got this. And I'm like, fuck you. like I'm reaching that. I'm at the threshold. I'm crashing out. And so he turns around. He's 2 steps ahead of me or something.
Turns around. We finished the minute or whatever the run is.
The interval.
And he gently places his hand on my forearm to pull me in to hug me.
Oh.
I feel a super strong hand on my forearm, and I go, no, don't you ever grab me like that again. He's like, okay. I was like, no, don't you ever fucking grab me like that again. And mind you, we're 2 Black people in the middle of Prague. So He's like, okay.
I didn't grab her. I didn't grab her.
He's like, no, he's like, I'm just doing what you told
Truly.
me. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God. Okay, like, can we walk? Like, oh my God, like, you're right. Like, you're doing exactly what I said. Oh my God. Like, can we kiss it away? And he's like, no, like, we're gonna kiss on the mat. Let's run there.
Let's go.
And I was like,
Let's
I
go
don't
to the
know if
mat.
you overstated how intense and loud it was, because it was
No.
like full
Whatever
volume,
you
like
think
high
I'm
pitched.
saying,
It's
worse.
Like, I was like waiting for the police. I was like, somebody's called the police.
Someone's called it.
Screams about something that's happened.
What's happened?
Like, this is.
I think the
like
only thing that stopped that
traumatized
happening was the fact
watching-
that there was a camera crew.
Someone
Yeah.
was screaming
Yeah.
bloody murder.
My gosh.
Yes.
It was-
Otherwise, strangers
feels-
would have intervened.
Yes,
That's
and
crazy.
I feel so bad. And so literally, we went on there, no secret anymore. Like, we've been a very on and off again couple, and a little bit of backstory on how we got in the race. We had probably the most heartbreaking separation conversation. Most heartbreaking conversation. We're both leaving in tears, and not even 15 minutes after, I think I'm like still crying on my couch, and I get a call from casting, and they go, so what's going on with you and Kyland? I think I can get you guys to do the race together. And I was like, give me like 10 minutes. And I hang up and I send Kyland a voice note, and I was like, you'll never fucking believe the phone call I just got. And then we got on the phone, we just started laughing, because what are the odds? Kyland always says he would only do the race with either me or his dad, who's a huge fan of the race, and I'd only do it with like him or Joseph or maybe Xavier from Big Brother. Like, that's it. And so this was really our let's go on the race and let's be public about our relationship for the first time, and let's be really real. And so a lot of this train time, and especially running this leg on foot with all these heightened emotions and feelings, the camera crew was like, hey, can you talk about what just happened? So immediately after the crash out, we're like, okay, we're gonna go to the pit stop. And they're like, no, wait. Can you talk that out for a second? And we're like, no, we're on the last group of people. We need to get to the pit stop. So it's just this crazy journey and experience. And the fact that none of this made the episode, like,
Yeah.
somebody's being very, very generous to me, very kind in the edit to me.
Well, I think people have to understand is that The Amazing Race is unlike anything you can possibly imagine. Like, we keep hearing you guys say over and over again, this isn't like Big Brother, and it's true.
No.
Like, it's a whole different animal. Until you are prepared or experience the stress of what you guys dealt in Leg 2, you don't have any concept of what you've bitten off when it comes to reality TV. So I just appreciate the illness. I love the fact that we may not see it all. The fact that you still feel comfortable sharing it, I think is still really, really cool.
You.
No, I loved hearing that story. That's great. And so the race like introduces you to a different version of your partner and a different version of yourself too. You know what I mean? Like, you start learning so many things about both of y'all. And about the pre-workout, I could not have gone that many days without my pre-workout. So I understand. I took mine every morning. That's like my coffee. I don't drink coffee.
Yep.
So, but knowing that you took a chewable on a probably empty stomach, depleted of, you have been sweating, had nothing else in you, and you took that'll drive anybody crazy. So so that's a full excuse for that crash out, because if you,
I don't know.
Jeff is
Kyland's like,
trying to help him with
no.
the excuse.
Kyland's like, don't give her that.
I was like, Jeff, shut up.
Mind you, a serving of the pre-workout was like 6 chewables. I only had 2, but still, thank you.
Okay.
I'll take a look at that.
All right, I want to call this next slide the tale of 3 pit stops. We have 3 different pit stops occurring here. We see Jazz and Jack finish first, of course. They won the leg. They get this awesome, amazing trip out of it. Of course, we get the psych out from Tucker and Eric that arrive.
Crazy.
And I can't imagine what's going through their mind, but Bill's telling them, nope, you haven't done my detour yet. Get back on the race and do your thing. And then, of course, we see Angela and Lexi. They come in last place. I guess, a walking foot race to the end.
I think another thing to point out, though, too, is like, this is a really strong, I think, a highlight of like the thing with Tucker and Eric. If you saw Hannah and Simone actually left that detour before them that they did, and
dominated.
they just ran over there. Tucker and Eric had just, they ran to the wrong spot and then they ran over there. So like, that's how much the physicality impacted like this leg and a lot of others, in the sense that like the distance to cover, even for Hannah and Simone leaving, they didn't get lost on their way to the pit stop. It just was Tucker and Eric, they are taller and much better runners than them. So they were able to run, leave, pass Hannah and Simone enough that they were like, hey, we can actually stop for ice cream and grab these magnets as well, and then still make it far enough ahead. So like, that's the physicality, like in some legs can make a super significant difference. And this, I think, was a good indicator that demonstrates that.
Well, I mean, they already ran this part of the race before. So, I mean, in a lot of respects, they didn't have to stop and ask directions. They didn't have to wait for signed releases. Like, they literally just had to go touch the clue box again and go to where they already knew the pit stop was inside the palace.
Yeah.
So I guess enough of a head start that they felt they could stop for 15 minutes and get fridge magnets. Like, that just boggles my mind.
It's just the distance. Yeah, these guys are runners, and they could make it. They could close that distance fast.
So I have a question. After this pit stop, I know that sometimes you stay 12 hours in your hotel room. Sometimes it's 45 hours. And was this stop a long stop for you guys? Hopefully.
Just an overnight. Like, we left the next morning.
Okay, so not anything extra long.
Yeah. So it's like, sometimes, you have a full day of rest. This was, I think they expected everyone to get rest on the sleeper trains that none of us did.
Did not happen.
Turner and Megan. So I feel like it was so this one was one where we just got to sleep, and the next morning we or whatever time we left the next day.
Okay.
That was where that was how we went.
Two things I want to say. One, a huge shout out to Matt Turner. Angela gave him props in the chat BCC chat about the fact that much of the reason this was a walking foot race was because they were lagging back just to make sure that they were okay. They kept checking on Angela, making sure she was all right. I appreciate that. I mean, again, this is a race, but we're human beings at the end. When you've got another team beat, you don't necessarily have to like chalk up extra points or put extra time on the board if you're wanting to make sure somebody's okay. Like, that's super awesome.
It was super nice of them.
Yeah.
Second thing I heard about, and I want to give you a chance to speak to it if you want to.
Is this everything we put in chat BCC already?
As you ushered off to like your area to grab your sandwich, I heard there was maybe some stuff that was overheard from the next team that was checking in.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know. You don't have to speak to it if you don't want to.
No, it's so, again, like, this episode needed to be a part 1 and a part 2 because I cannot believe this didn't make it. They need to be like clipping this stuff and throwing it on social because it's so funny and ridiculous. So like we said, Kat and Alex, like, those are our road dogs. We were like, we're in this. We're probably the top 2 teams of this backpack. Like, we're going to get to the finish line. We check in, Team Purple. Woo! We didn't really celebrate. He said, congrats, you're team number 9. We were like, great. We didn't go down. Awesome. So we get ushered off to the side, scribbling our little notes down. And while we're doing that illegally, we see Ken and Alex come in and they touch the mat. And we're like, yeah, like, let's go. Since we love saying let's go, I guess. Like, let's go. Ken and Alex, they made it. They touched the mat. We're so happy. We can't hear what they're saying. They're, on the other side of the hall, but we can see them. And, they finish, the lights go down, and you can't talk to other teams for everyone watching. When you touch the mat, you can't talk to any other teams. What they do is they usher you off to another place where, like, I don't know, maybe there's paperwork you have to sign, and then you can get some chips, a sandwich, snacks, whatever, some water. After that, you go into your interviews. So we have our one handler, they have another handler, and we're all being escorted down, like, through this palace, downstairs, around the corner to a basement where the snacks are. Kat just starts apologizing and crying. Oh my God, you guys, he didn't mean it. I'm so sorry, Taylor. Like, I'm such a stan of yours, and like, I would never say that. He was just so excited. Like, we love you guys so much. Please forgive us. And me and Kylan are like, what is going on? No idea what's happening. What I'm thinking, I'm like, if they're crying and apologizing like this, like trying to push through production, like jumping over their heads, you're like, we're so sorry. I'm thinking what I told you right before the big crash out that I had on Kyland, Kat and Alex actually passed us in the opposite direction, going towards the bridge where the pit stop is. They finished their detour. They had to go to the last clue box to get the clue and go to the pit stop. So they pass us and they ask, where's the clue box? I'm, high off the pre-workout, so I probably sound like over there, probably incoherent. Kylan probably says something more coherent, but neither of us stop. We just say it in passing. We're kind of like, it's that way. Right.
Because it's like a straight line. Like it's just you're running along.
It's a straight line.
It's
not complicated. So I'm thinking, like, did I seem unhelpful? And like, did Alex like frustratedly call me a bitch? And like, if he did, it's fine. But like, what could make them want to apologize this profusely and cry? And so we're in the area, and production is like, no, stop. You cannot talk. Stop it. And Kat does not give a fuck. She's like, no, just let me talk to her. Just let me say something. And they're only saying it about me, which is why I'm thinking like, they said something crazy about me, like not Kylan. Yeah. And so I'm like, what is going on? They put us on separate sides of the room. And so they basically like tell us, they're like, turn around, don't look at them. Kat, Alex, stop. And they're like, Kat and Alex are not letting up. She's still going. So finally, Elise is down there, and two other of the executive producers. And Elise goes, you know what? Fine. Fine. You're going to do this. We'll bring cameras.
Get the cameras out.
We're going to get the camera. Stop talking. We'll take you guys outside. You can do it there, but just stop talking to each other. We're still confused. We're like, okay. Kat's still like, okay. And I'm like, what the fuck is this about? So me and Kylan, we walk outside, confused as hell. And we're like, okay, so like, what do you think that was about? I don't know. But like, let's play this cool. Like, let's play this the right way. Maybe they'll give us information. And let's just act like, don't do it again. We won't forget it. But, we love you guys. And So we're stationed over here.
Yeah.
You owe us. If you owe us now, you owe us now. So we're standing over on like a bridge area. They set up the camera. Kat and Alex come walking up like a slight hill. And they're like, we love you so much. We never want to say anything bad about you guys. Alex, he's just so excited about gaming. And like, it's his first time on TV and he's so excited. Like he said something to Phil and he's super excited. And me and Kyle were like, yeah, like we really believed in our friendship. Like we went through a lot together.
Guilted him a little.
Yeah, we're like, just, like it's okay, but just don't let it happen again. And, I hope we can keep working together. And so they're like, okay. And then, we're talking a little bit too much. And so Lisa's like, okay, all right, you two walk away. So Alex and Kat walk away. We turn to the camera and we go, we don't know what that was about, but if we could use it, great. And then we go off to do our interviews in separate areas. Epic. So mind you, all of this is happening on this leg. And then we watch this episode that's just like, and here's the teams in the order they checked in. Like, there's so much. I know, like, I was deep in Reddit before we went on the race. Like, I know what Amazing Race fans want to see. I know what I want to see on the show. And to know that it all happened so organically and to not see it, I was like, damn, like, you're missing some good stuff here. And it's not contrived. It's not these people who are on reality TV trying to make good TV. This is just real shit that happened, know? Yeah.
Well, and we were promised that on our season. If there was ever something that needed to happen after a leg finished, don't hash it out until we can get camera crews, and we'll allow it to happen because they want to capture it in case it could be monumental. And for whatever reason, CBS, realized that maybe it wasn't important for the edit that they were trying to accomplish, but it's still fun. Still exciting to hear.
Sounds like, so y'all got into some drama.
Scott never stopped talking. Scott never stopped talking. We got in so much trouble, and I'm like, dude.
Before the race started, they had to shush him all the time. It was him and Mark and Larry that just would keep going. But it was every episode, it was something that we'd be like, wow, they didn't show that. You know what I mean? It was always some stuff. But
I wish maybe they would show a little bit less of go there, do this versus the actual, the drama,
the
dynamic or the individual stories. Maybe not so much like running over the bridge, but you falling or you almost falling or you talking to Kat. Like we want more, fans want more of that drama versus, I don't know if they'll ever change it, but.
Well, for the nerds out there, I just thrown this slide up there. This shows placement averages on the right-hand side with eliminated teams that are grayed out. And then on the left-hand side, that's the edgic. Edgic is just a way of kind of, and this is one person's opinion on kind of how the edit came off when it comes to certain teams. CP stands for complex personality. UTR is under the radar. MOR is middle of the road. OTT is over the top. I've always said you can't spell Scott without the OTT because that's why I'm so extra. But anyways, it's just one person's opinion. Number is visibility in the episode. So the more you show up in an episode, the more that we kind of see you. Clearly the front runners, because they're getting a lot of camera time because it's the first we're seeing challenges, they're going to get higher numbers than others. But and then you can also have a P for positive, M for mid, or N for negative. So yeah. Interesting, but one person's opinion.
Oh my God, we were
really
negative.
We were
negative in the first episode.
I don't know why. I think they just wanted you to have purple. I think that's all it was. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's intro the next episode before we sign off for this. Episode 3 is entitled Cry and Rally. This talks about the teams are going to head off for another area of the Czech Republic called the Kulna Hora. You can probably butcher that. Kulna Hora. Okay. And this is where we're going to see the driver's seat return. So driver's seat is something that happened first time in our season ever. Jonathan and Anna used it. It came back to bite them and us. But we can't tell too much because otherwise CBS will get us in a huge amount of trouble. But anything you can tease the viewers about? Is this going to be another good episode? Like, what do you think?
Oh, I think it'll be good.
No, yeah,
I
agree. No. I think it's a very cool component to the game. I like I think it's like more complex than a U-turn because you have to, make decisions about multiple teams. And so I think it's a really cool twist in general to add. And we had barely, been exposed to it. We got to watch the clip of it being used during our sequester, but we didn't really get to see it play out though. We just got to see a quick clip.
How the intro.
Yeah, orientation of how it works and what it is. And so definitely weren't even sure if we were going to see it. So, and we figured that we would because they took the time to show us. But yeah, so I think it's a fun one. A lot of we're still in the Czech Republic, so it's a lot of self-navigation stuff, and I think I'm excited to see. I think that's the cool thing about the race in general is that you are often not with other teams, or at least not with all of the teams for the most part. So when we're watching, we get to see everyone else's experience for our first time, and that's something I've just been really enjoying and excited to see more of.
Very good. It does hint a little bit in this description that what's decided on by the driver's seat is the roadblock on how many bottles you're going to have to, I guess, be able to fill. So clearly you're giving more work to some than others. In our season, it was how much rice you had to do. Lori and I were given the most rice. Lori was really pissed about that, but we stood it out and still did it faster than anyone else did. So that was super awesome. But definitely some drama, I think, that we are going to all want to tune into because apparently there's going to be more crying. So that's always fun to watch, right?
Crying around.
You guys, I had so much fun. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
from what I've heard from some of the other teams, this is I'm excited to see how it all plays out in the end because everybody's got some sort of experience that happened here. So this should be an entertaining one for sure.
Well, I am so appreciative of you guys taking the time. This was the first time we had current racers on our panel other than ourselves in previous seasons because we were doing it. So it's super fun to have you guys here. We do have some more racers from the current season are going to be joining us for the next few episodes. So we love the fact that you guys kind of paved the way for this to kind of happen for us. So we definitely invite everyone. If you're not aware of Chat BCC, please join us in the chat. These Season 38 stars are doing such a great job of giving to the fans. Such a fun experience where we get to engage with them and talk with them and have fun. It's just been awesome. So love you guys so much. Appreciate
thank you.
Well, thank you. And I just want to give you guys props. This format is probably one of the coolest virtual podcast formats I've ever experienced. Like obviously
Thank
we're doing
you.
a lot of them
Awesome.
over the course of these shows, and this is easily like one of my favorites, like if not the favorite.
That's all
setup that
Scott.
you have here.
100% Scott.
Amazing.
He's
amazing.
thank you.
Truly.
This is where ADHD, OCD gets you in a productive way. This is how you can harness it for
Thank you,
good.
Jeff, for joining us too.
Yeah,
I
we
love meeting
don't
you.
have a producer. It's all Scott. Scott is
Scott.
the producer,
Oh my
the
God.
host, the everything. He
That's
does it all,
work.
so
That's such
it's a lot
hard
of
work. So can I
Oh.
just shout out, like, you guys have such incredible enthusiasm, and like, and I say that as a compliment because I know people try to like sling that as a insult sometimes, but like
No, I love it.
the
Thank you.
love that you have for the community, the show, everybody, it is palpable. And you know, I think Scott, you get a little too trigger happy with your predictions of who's gonna get eliminated this episode, but everything else, I mean, like every week, y'all, he's in Chat BCC every week. He puts up a poll and says, "Who's getting eliminated tonight?" And we're like, "Damn, get the credits.
Drama.
Can we get the title first?"
Well, I was so afraid. I'm going to share this real
so
quick.
funny.
I was just trying to engage with the fans, right? And this was something Laura and I did during our season with the live Q&As, is we would throw up these voting and give people a chance to vote. So I saw Chat BCC had these polling options. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to try it out. So I do it. And then all of a sudden Queen Taylor comes in and was like, can we at least start the season before we're like doing all this polling? And I was like sweating bullets. I'm like, I have pissed off the queen. She doesn't like the fact that I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Like, this is OTT. This is Scott over the top doing more than I'm supposed to.
No,
I think I legit jumped on a call with Jeff and I was like, I think I'm going to have my guest host privileges revoked because I'm like already.
No, I was cracking up. I opened up the chat and I was like, damn, he's like ready. He doesn't want any of these Big Brother people in the game. He said, get out of here quickly.
He's on it.
Oh
Nothing
my
but
God. No,
love, guys.
keep the polls. We love the fun. Like it's so much fun. So we're so appreciative of all of you, and thank you for welcoming us into your community. It's been awesome so far.
Wow, thank you. We are super excited to have y'all. You know,
we're all family now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We already have 8 sons, and now we got like 26 more joining us after this.
You're so welcome. I second Taylor's comments to Scott and Lori and Jeff as well. I just really thanks for joining us here. I really enjoyed meeting you and Pops at the premiere, and I'm so excited to connect with all of you more.
Thanks, man.
I love you guys.
Okay, thank you
Go
guys.
Team
We're gonna use that
Purple.
to sign off.
Yes, go Team Purple.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you guys.